The knock came on a hot Saturday morning. Adaora was in her small but clean flat in Yoba. She had just finished cooking beans and plantain when the knock shook her door. Bam bam bam. Not soft. Not polite. The kind of knock that brings old memories, memories of hunger and fear. She hesitated. Then opened. Uncle Paul. Standing there in his rumpled shirt, faded trousers, and sunken eyes. Behind him. Somto. Taller now. Skinnier. But still full of pride. Adaora, Uncle Paul said, trying to smile. Oh, so this is where you're hiding. He stepped inside before she could reply. Her heart sank. They sat on her small couch like they owned the place. Somto looked around and hissed. You're now living in Lagos like a queen, and you didn't remember us. Adaora stood quietly. She didn't argue. She didn't cry. She had learned how to control her storm. I'm glad you came. Are you hungry? She asked softly. Uncle Paul laughed. Hungry? We've been hungry since you left. That house is a shadow of what it used to be. Everything scattered. He looked around again. So this is the life you're living now, after all we did for you. Her hand gripped the table. All they did. They broke her. Starved her. Crushed her. But she only nodded. Why are you here, Uncle? The smile disappeared. Uncle Paul cleared his throat. We heard things. That you're now dating one rich man. That he wants to marry you. Adaora's eyes narrowed. And we just want to advise you as your family. That man, he must pay bride price properly. In fact, we have the list ready. He pulled out a crumpled paper from his pocket. She didn't touch it. Uncle. I haven't said yes yet. Then say yes. This is your chance to help the family that raised you. Family. The word stung. 3 days later, Uncle Paul returned again, this time with 2 men. Elders from the village. They sat in Adaora's living room and began speaking in Igbo, fast and full of drama. You're our daughter. Your father's land is still under my name until your marriage is settled properly. It's shameful that a man wants to marry from our family and hasn't come to the village. Your bride price is not ordinary. You're now valuable. And we must benefit too. Adaora stood still. Something in her was burning. And then she spoke. When I needed school fees, where were you? When I was sick with malaria, did you even buy Panadol? You treated me like a maid. Now I have something, and you remember I'm your daughter. Silence. Uncle Paul tried to speak, but she raised her hand. If I marry, it will be by my choice. Not for land. Not for payment. Not for compensation. The room froze. She had never spoken like this. Not to elders. Not to him. But she wasn't the hungry girl from Nsukka anymore. She was a woman now. And they could see it. That Sunday, Dai came to visit. She cooked for him soft yam and spicy garden egg sauce. He helped her wash plates, despite her protest. They sat on the balcony. Then he brought out a box. It's not a ring yet, he smiled. Just a promise. She opened it. Inside was a silver necklace, simple, but elegant. Engraved with the words, "You are enough." She couldn't hold back the tears. Yes, she whispered. Yes, he asked. Yes, I will marry you. He pulled her close. Not because of her beauty. Not because of fame. But because of who she had become, strong, kind, soft, and full of quiet fire. When news spread of her engagement, everything changed. Her phone buzzed every day. Aunt Ngozi even called her with fake concern. My daughter, we are so proud of you. Please, don't forget us. Adaora listened. She forgave. But she didn't forget. She sent money for Somto's hospital bills. She paid the rent for her uncle's house. Not because they deserved it, but because she was better than them. And she would never let their bitterness live inside her heart. Dyke insisted on doing things properly. He traveled with his people to the village. Adaora didn't go with them, she stayed in Lagos. But when Dyke returned, he looked troubled. Your uncle demanded 20 cows. She gasped. What? And 2 million Nigerian nairas cash, plus a plot of land. She laughed bitterly. They want to sell me off? I said no. Her heart dropped. You said no to marrying me. He smiled and touched her cheek. No. I said no to their price. You're priceless. And we'll do this on your terms. She cried again. Not out of sadness, but from the joy of being seen. Truly seen. After the engagement, Adaora did something no one expected. She built a primary school in her village. Free education. Books. Uniforms. Desks. She named it Mama Ede Foundation School for every forgotten child. People wept at the opening. Children sang. And that day, the girl who once slept beside a stove became the woman who gave others a reason to dream. One last time, he came. Older. Quieter. Ashamed. He didn't ask for money this time. He just sat in her office, large, clean, with AC, and stared at her. I was wrong, he said. I was blind. I thought you were a burden. But you were the blessing. Adaora looked at him. I forgive you. You shouldn't. But I will. He broke down. And in that moment, the storm ended. Not with thunder, but with peace.